Thank you for joining us here at the First Alert Desk on Atlanta News First Plus, taking you out live at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. If you are flying today, it is a great day to fly. It's beautiful outside right now, and the weather has been calm after this interesting start to the year that we've had with all the snow and wind chills. But we want to keep you up to date. There is a First Alert Weather Day coming up next week that we want you to know about. First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris will join me here in a couple moments to get into everything you need to do so you can make plans accordingly. But this is Catch Up Quick, so let's get you caught up on the stories making headlines. And I want to start by taking you out to Kennesaw, where we're following a story involving a woman who was trusted to take care of children and is now out on bond. She was arrested after a toddler ingested a THC-laced product that fell out of her pocket. Police tell us it happened last week at Laugh and Learn Daycare on Cobb Parkway. Someone called police after the child ended up being admitted to the hospital. Now, tests revealed that the THC was in fact in the child's system. The woman was arrested and charged with reckless conduct and cruelty to children. And if you were with us on our morning show this morning, we brought you devastating breaking news on air and online. Actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa have been found dead in their home. That's according to the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office. It says the investigation is ongoing, but they do not suspect foul play at this time. The cause of death remains unconfirmed. Gene Hackman was 95. CBS correspondent Michael George takes a look back on his life.
Whatever you do, don't sell that cow.
Gene Hackman rose to stardom in the 1967 film Bonnie and Clyde, a role which would earn him the first of 5 Academy Award nominations. He went on to bring home 2 Oscars for Best Actor in The French Connection in 1972,
Charlie?
and then 2 decades later.
See what kind of books Mr. Beauchamp is packing here.
For Best Supporting Actor in Unforgiven, both roles bringing critical acclaim. Hackman was born in San Bernardino, California in 1930. During the Great Depression, his father abandoned his family when he was 13. Hackman dropped out of high school to join the Marines at just 16 years old, lying about his age to enlist. After being discharged, he studied journalism and television production on the GI Bill. Hackman got his acting start at the Pasadena Playhouse in California in the 50s, with humble parts like Town Citizen and First Mover.
Just one thing. How did you beat him?
He was a versatile actor, mastering the role of Superman's arch nemesis, Lex Luthor, in the 80s film saga.
I think I've been very lucky that I've been offered quite a good variety of things to do. And
Hackman played a president, military leaders, and then a nuclear submarine captain in Crimson Tide. He was also a coach with a checkered past in the classic film Hoosiers.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners.
He says he was drawn to struggling characters.
for me, that's the most exciting, is to have dialogue with somebody while you're in peril or while you're conflicted.
Oh, God.
He showed his comedic side in The Birdcage and The Royal Tenenbaums.
Didn't seem believable to me.
Off-screen, he raced cars, competing in Long Beach and Daytona. He was an avid diver, which inspired his first novel. Several other successful books followed. He married twice and had 3 children.
Come on.
Hackman retired from acting in 2004 after a career that spanned 5 decades, appearing in 79 movies. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And back here locally, we're following an update for you out of Decatur. A safety plan would bring weapons programs into some city schools. That's according to our partners at Decatur-ish. School leaders floated the idea during their retreat this week. Atlanta News First, Sarah Hammond reports from Decatur High School with more on this plan.
City Schools of Decatur board members are considering a proposal to bring a weapons detection program and school resource officers to some of their schools. That's according to our partners with Decatur-ish. Now, this new weapons detection program would place a hybrid system of mobile and fixed weapon detectors at main entrances and bus entrances of 3 schools in the city: Decatur High School, Beacon Hill Middle School, and the Wilson Center. Because of staffing shortages as well, Decatur police have not been able to provide SROs in the last 2 years. So this plan would also add SROs to Decatur High, Beacon Hill Middle, and one who would rotate between other schools. And just last week, during an active threat training that included the Decatur Schools Police Department, DeKalb County Schools Police Chief Tracy Whaley says on top of any new security measures, collaboration is key.
It's very important because when these things happen, they don't just happen in one location. It affects the entire community.
The total cost of these additional safety measures would be roughly $1.1 million, and if approved, these would be added to their budget. At Decatur High School, I'm Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.
And let me know what you think of this. There is a new bill at the state capitol that would make it easier to remove people who don't pay at Georgia hotels. So right now the process can take months or even years to remove someone, all the while they are living in that room for free. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon explains the potential changes that could be coming.
Vic Zaver is a fourth-generation hotel owner, but a loophole in Georgia law keeps him up at night, so to speak. If a guest decides they don't want to pay or simply doesn't leave, they can claim tenant rights and request a formal eviction, which can take months or even years. During that rent-free time, police can't legally remove them.
That's the only people we can call. Who else can we call in this situation? And if they're not willing to help us, what do we do? I mean, our hands are tied, and we don't like that feeling.
House Bill 183 would allow police to remove non-paying guests after just 5 days. Hotel industry representatives drew their support behind the legislation.
We're not here to provide us free service. Again, we're not an apartment.
Chris Hardman with the Georgia Hotel and Lodging Association says hotel employees in other states have even lost their lives in dangerous encounters with squatting guests.
It should not be the duty of a hotelier, a hotel employee, to remove individuals who are unruly, unwelcoming, and providing that dangerous situation.
But opponents of the bill, like State Representative Stacey Evans, says some families rely on hotels for low-income living. The Southern Poverty Law Center estimates some 30,000 families are just in the metro Atlanta area alone.
There are laws in place that allow for a process, and you may not like the length that process takes, and so we can address that in the law, but there is a process. We shouldn't pretend like there are no laws out there.
Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
All right, this one is for all my Braves fans out there. Take a look at your screen. Take a picture if you can. Millions will soon be able to watch some Atlanta Braves games on TV for free. How good is that news? The first Braves on Gray spring training game against the Nationals, that airs tonight right here on Peachtree TV at 6 p.m. You can watch it locally and text the word PEACH to 470-777-WANF to get all the details about Braves on Gray sent directly to your phone. And I know I keep saying that, and many of you are probably like, what does that mean? I'm going to toss it out to our Atlanta News First sports director, Bailey Burmaster, with an explanation of Braves on Gray and the spring training season that is coming up ahead.
Atlanta News First sports director Bailey Burmaster, and if you haven't heard, the Braves are on Gray. But what does that really mean? Well, I'm going to break it down for you. Gray Media is a leading media company that owns and operates 113 television markets. That includes locally in Atlanta for Atlanta News First, Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW, along with Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves and Gray Media have partnered to make the South's favorite team more accessible than ever before through those TV stations. You will have the pleasure to enjoy 10 exclusive spring training games and 15 regular season games. So where will these broadcast exactly? All over Braves country in the Southeast through Gray's network of broadcast stations. So take a look at this map. You're going to want to screenshot it for your friends and your family. If you have a grandma in Birmingham, well, guess what? She's going to watch on WBRC 6.3. A friend in Charlotte, that's WBTV 3.2. This entire red region is where you can get Braves for free. The deal will increase the reach of the selected games, providing a new way to watch Braves baseball for more than 15 million households. Spring training, it's already underway. So let's take a look at the 10 games you can watch starting this Thursday. The Braves will be in West Palm Beach against the Nationals. We will have boots on the ground for that coverage. And that's not all. 9 other exclusive spring training games on Gray for your enjoyment. And it's not just spring training. Starting in March, we will also have 15 regular season games as well.
And there's that schedule for you. Again, Braves on Gray. Check it out. Download the Atlanta News First News app. You are going to want to keep this schedule handy so you can follow along with us. And can I just say, being able to say spring training, particularly the word spring, has me so happy because, y'all, I am not a winter girl. I am happy to move on from that season. But speaking of the weather, I told you at the top of this we would be talking about the forecast ahead, a first alert weather day that we are currently monitoring. I want to bring in first alert meteorologist Rodney Harris to talk about your weather and the weekend ahead.
And what a great weekend it will be. Maria, I do want to let you know we've added a first alert weather day for next Wednesday for rain and maybe even some storms in metro Atlanta. So we want to make sure you are aware of that. Circle that on your calendar. Otherwise, what you're seeing right now on your screen, that's what you're going to see for much of this weekend. We're seeing partly cloudy skies right now. 64 degrees is the temperature in Atlanta. So I do want to, before I even get into today, talk about what happened yesterday. Okay, the high was 79 degrees yesterday, which was well above average for this time of year. We were 18 degrees above average yesterday, and it was only the 9th time that Atlanta has hit 79 or warmer in February, going all the way back to 1990. That's 34 years. So again, very warm yesterday. A little bit different today. We do have a front that's moving through, so won't be quite as warm today. Still well above average, but not nearly 80 degrees. 71 will be your high in Atlanta. The normal is 61, so we're still 10 degrees above average. There's a few things that will happen today as this front is moving through. The first is more cloud cover. We're already seeing those clouds, and it's not really making too big of a difference in your temperature, but you'll notice more clouds out there today. There's also the opportunity for maybe a few showers up in the higher elevations of the mountains. I'm going to take this full for a second so you can get an idea what to expect here. If you were in Towns County, Union, Rabun County, even Gilmer County, from Ellijay to Morganton to Hiawassee to Blue Ridge at noon, that green that you see up there, those are spotty showers that will be possible as that front is moving in. It's a weak front, so notice how that all just goes away as it tries to move south. So if you're in metro Atlanta, I'm just forecasting clouds, but I'm not really forecasting any rain for us. And then by 5 o'clock, whatever clouds we have out there will be south and east of us. They're going to move out as this front sort of pushes everything out. So that'll be the story today. Everybody's seeing more clouds, maybe a few showers in the mountains. That rain chance is only at like 10%. That's how low it is for today. And then the other thing that we'll see today is the wind will increase. It'll be a breezy day as that front is moving in. It's not quite a wind advisory level, but our winds are normally from 5 to 10. They'll gust up to like 25 throughout the course of the afternoon and going into the evening. So you will notice that difference in the wind today. That's really the only thing that will let you know that that front is moving through, is that wind that will start to increase. So high clouds today, mostly clouded throughout the afternoon, but clearing by 4 or 5 o'clock. 71 is your high. Because of this front that's moving in, we will actually cool off tomorrow. So this morning we were in the 50s in Atlanta. Tomorrow morning, 43 for Atlanta, which means the upper 30s in the suburbs. And then 68 for Friday afternoon with complete sunshine. Saturday, 47 in the morning and 70 in the afternoon. A perfect 70 and sunny on Saturday. Sunday, there's another little shot of cool air that'll move in. So 56 degrees will be your temperature. There will be a notable difference. We're going to go from 70 on Saturday to 56 on Sunday. So if 56 is too cool for you, you may want to take notice of that. But otherwise, Sunday's going to be a nice day. The beginning of the week looks good, and there is that first alert weather day for next Wednesday. 60% chance of rain. And again, it's kind of far out right now. We have 68 for your high. This time of year, whenever we have rain and temperatures start to warm up, we can't really rule out some storms. That's why I'm saying you'll certainly see rain with an isolated storm or two possible. We're going to have to get closer to Wednesday, and we'll be able to give you more detail on exactly what you can expect. But the reason why it's a first alert is so you know that potential is already there. We already know you're going to get wet on Wednesday at some point, and we'll be able to nail down the timing and talk about the specific threats as we get closer to the day. But just make sure and plan on that for your day on Wednesday, and we'll keep you up to date. Up until that first alert weather day, again, it's a great forecast, a remarkable forecast. So we hope that you can get outdoors and enjoy it. Watch out for the pollen, specifically the tree pollen with those temperatures in the 70s. No real cool off is happening over the next several days. No rain. So whatever pollen we have out there, that'll stick around basically through the weekend. So that's really the only thing you'll have to worry about throughout the course of the next several days. Otherwise, a fantastic forecast. We hope that you guys make it a great Thursday. First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi will have an updated forecast for you on Atlanta News First at noon. You can always get your forecast in the First Alert weather app. And until next time, we'll see you soon.